say to me tomorrow, Mr. Chastanet, I have $5,000 to invest. I'm putting it in your hands, okay? I owe you that responsibility not to throw your money.
Right.
Tax very hard for their money. Millions of dollars a year in taxes. Millions of dollars a year in taxes.
Yes.
And it goes into the government treasury. Therefore, it becomes a business. And you remain accountable for people's money. You cannot throw away people's money. All of us who pay taxes, Champion, we work very hard, man, you know? And how you expect me to feel if I pay a couple $1,000,000 a year in taxes and to see people doing foolishness with the money? And these people have their ways of double checking what is going on because it's a system that's being put in place by every country. Places like St. Lucia that don't manufacture a lot, you depend mainly on tax revenues to run the country. So if you go through your limited money, we don't have the luxury of printing money.
You say with that same question. The IMF has never called in this administration, even in the midst of COVID, but they called into the former administration when everything was rosy.
Yeah, but it's the confidence in the management of the economy. And the IMF, the World Bank, these people get it not from spies, but they get it from sources. There are diplomats who will have a conversation with them. There are people who are based in Barbados. I never forget in the old days when I went to Barbados, you know, to get a visa for one or two of my friends and things. So the embassy would engage me because I was a minister at the time. And you'd be surprised the kind of information these people have in St. Lucia. After Hurricane Allen, I was in Washington, you know, invited me to talk to see what kind of help we needed at the time. These people in the U.S. State Department, they have maps of St. Lucia I've never seen anywhere before, and I've not seen subsequently. Every square inch of this island, these people have covered.
So they're monitoring everything.
They know everything that's going on. Even what we are discussing today, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in Barbados or in America itself is listening to this radio station.
Yes, I believe that.
You just posed a very important question. And here's another reason again. In the middle, Reno Gajada was awarded a contract yesterday for $7 million for the Laguerre School.
Oh, wow.
Right? Watching. So you talk of again another facility, right? In the middle of the virus, when people say they're spending money. And that school should have been built a long time ago, and the Labour Party found it not necessary to put up that school in Laguerre. Okay?
The voters need to pay a lot of attention to what I just asked.
No, what you must ask the people of Babuno who do not support Alan Chastanet and the UWP. Would you like us to build a Laguerre school, or do you want us to give to all the Labour people who don't have anything?
Give it to the children.
Give it to the children or the mothers. Because the children don't cook, they're not responsible. That is a question.
Yeah, because that's what they keep saying.
Yeah, because rhetoric, they like to talk nonsense.
But
Jean Babuno, as of le collaborateur café, right? $7 million. Bayo na mayo, ebe fele collaboration.
I want to go back to this question I asked, and I'm putting this out there, especially to the public servants. The public servants need to understand that. The former administration was about to cut the salaries of the public service. In no Corona, no Thomas, nothing.
Mary Isaac stopped it.
That is right. But here we have another administration in COVID times, asked them to take the deferment. The executives choose not to, but the government is still able to meet every single payment. What does that say?
Correct.
What
management? This is what Peter Josie just said. There are people, diplomats, overlooking St. Lucia. They know everything we're doing here, Champagne. You do your foolishness, you're not getting away with it. No. You can't fool it, not in the world today, especially with the kind of communications that we have, okay? They know exactly what they have to do. Now, another score again is here, is the, look at all the water lines. Let me say something to you. In the middle of what was going on in the grocery, after everything had been prepared to put down all the roundabouts and
the pipes and everything,
what was the information the Prime Minister received from Wasco? 60% of the water from Moshi to grocery was disappearing. Pipes completely rotten.
Yes.
Now tell me something, Champagne. This government has only been in power for 4.5 years. can they be responsible for those pipes? Did it happen for?
No.
So you know how much we've
Absolutely.
been losing when they put 66% on the water, okay? But look at what they're losing. Your 66% is going back down. And as somebody at Wasco told me, in addition to that, that is water that's already been treated. So there was a cost of electricity for purifying the water and being wasted. Okay? So what did they do? They were able to find the money, or how they found it, to get, because those pipes are not cheap. They are not cheap. What is the cast iron pipes?
I saw them. I saw them.
So look at the savings you're going to make once those pipes in. I passed last night and from all along Bay Gardens there.
Oh yeah, they laid them there.
They're trenching there for the thing.
Them.
And I spoke to the guy and he says, in about 2 weeks they can finish all that trenching.
Talking about Wasco, I didn't want to go down there based on that television program, but it was said that your mall there at Gibblewoods Mall, that you were taking water from Wasco and you had not paid. And I remember you told me that throughout the years you have paid almost $2 million.
No, I paid between $400,000 and $500,000
in water.
In water, and I have all my receipts.
Yes.
But tell you something, my lawyer is taking care of that.
Yes.
I'm not going to.
No, we didn't want to go down there.
Yeah, no, but you're right. Because what is happening there now? What yourself and Peter, Josie, I listened to you all prior to coming here. If it wasn't you on that radio station to debunk all that nonsense, it would stick.
Oh, definitely.
Because the people none the wiser. All about the road that the Prime Minister is putting a road for his father.
Yeah.
As I told you, the little bit of money, and then that's if they take the land.
Oh, okay.
That is even if they take the
Are
land.
they expanding the roundabout?
No, it's already. Yeah,
it's already mapped
what
up.
you see there is half. The other half goes on the
other
Tilago side.
But I saw trucks moving material further as if towards.
Oh, they're going up to the bridge.
Yeah, no, but you don't. The road is going to the Bond
Going to
Bridge.
the bridge, yes. It's going
highway.
to the
I
bridge.
know. I'm talking about further west to the sea from the roundabout. Is there a road? Okay, like if you're traveling from
I have
La
noticed.
Retraite.
I can't answer. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
so you're saying they may not even use your property?
Yeah, because that's my opinion. But the engineers may not agree. They do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But whether they take the 400, it makes no difference to my property at all.
Okay.
The property still stays right there.
Exactly.
But you know something? There comes a time in life when you say those things, there's going to be somebody's going to have to pay a lot of money.
I believe
That's
that.
what I tell you.
Yes.
Somebody's going to have to pay a lot of money for those statements. A lot of money.
Yes.
So now,
A
Champagne,
lot of money. Okay.
Champagne, this is where I believe you can make a play now to Sir Mike. Sir Mike, this is money you're getting from somebody's mouth.
Yes, yes.
We are here together.
That's right.
Are you going to be sharing it?
I think so. I think so. I think so.
That's why you should make
That's
a
going to
play.
be a very serious matter. But you know, let it take its course.
Yes, we
let
don't
it take its
discuss
course,
it.
and we'll see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I want to go down in another road. The
Sure.
SLP has put out, I think they wrote to the Minister of Mr. Guy Joseph in regards to them going on a site visit at the St. Jude's. Now,
Sorry, come again?
the SLP,
Yeah.
wrote
The opposition.
to the opposition,
yeah,
wrote to the
Not the
minister.
SLP,
The opposition.
the official opposition.
That's right. They wrote to the minister, Honorable Guy Joseph.
They met with him.
They wrote to him.
They wrote
I
to
think
him.
a letter was sent.
And they want a site
And
visit.
they would like a site visit of the St. Jude's. And they also indicated that they want to go in there with some specialists or some experts or something. Would you allow this? I know we cannot prevent the members of parliament from going on a government site, but what about the people that are not parliamentarians?
Yeah. Well, Champagne, I'll say something to you. Guy Joseph is better equipped to handle that than you and me.
I believe
I
that.
leave that to him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would, if I was the minister, that's just me,
Sure.
these people,
Right.
every second,
Yeah.
I would have them every second, every inch, and I would be following them everywhere they go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take any
because
chances.
You know that they just come in to cause disruption
That
if
is
they
what-
can, you know. But
I heard Norbert say this morning that when St. Jude is open, these guys want to know about when St. Jude is opening officially, Champagne. Okay? Norbert was saying when St. Jude open officially, these guys want to know because they want a bed in there. After the elections, they
Oh yes, I heard something in that regard.
But I would tell Norbert, I called him, but I didn't want to call him again. They would not need a bed in St. Jude. They would need a bed in a, how do you call it? Turning Point.
At the
How do you call that
wellness, at
hospital?
the wellness center. Not
No,
this one.
Yeah, a hospital for the mentally ill.
Yes. What's the name now? Yeah, I think they just call it the wellness center.
But you know, I just remembered something in Champagne. Originally, the roundabout was to go close to the right opposite Bay Gardens there. What's the name of that where MJ has that place?
MJI.
Yeah, you know that thing there?
Yeah. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, and actually, all arrangements were made to go there already.
Right.
And the very Labour Party people, Calix George Jr., I heard him say that that roundabout had been too small and it should go further up.
And today it's further up, and they have another problem. Yeah. But I remember
because they just did the Bosage Road, not the Bosage Larry Thread.
Yeah.
This morning I drove on that road.
Let me interrupt you all for 2 seconds. I think our AC is back. We can
you think
close
we on?
Yeah.
Oh,
we need to close the
all
doors
right.
there.
Yes. But I'll tell you something before I close the windows.
It's so different.
I remember the Honorable Guy Joseph going down to the St. Jude's and the police was called upon him. I don't know how well you remember. He was not allowed to get in. The police was called in. I don't know. I don't remember if it was the SSU or the Honorable Guy Joseph with the St. Jude's in opposition. He was trying to go in there to St. Jude's or someone. There was a team that wanted to go in there, and the SSU was called in by the former administration. So there's a lot of things we have to remember.
These guys played hardball Champagne, and that is my contention. My contention is that the government is too soft on these guys, man, because these fellas don't understand love.
Champagne, your door.
They don't understand courtesy. They don't understand love. They don't understand these things, Champagne. You hear what I'm telling you? They don't understand these things. They don't understand that. When you show them protocol, kindness, and doing the things properly, they think it's because you're afraid of them. You understand?
Now, I want to just interrupt you for a moment. You see what goes on? The young gentleman who came here, okay, he has his own company. He works by himself, okay? And I said to him, look, we have a problem with our AC. He was all the way at Windjammer. He came down here, look, because it was difficult to operate our station
it was
in
hot.
the heat.
It was really, really hot. Now, I want to go down a bit. Before we open up our lines, we should be opening up in maybe another 5 minutes. And I want solutions to take to be aware of what was said. The former Prime Minister said something had happened to St. Lucia where we could not borrow.
Right.
If you in those small countries, if you cannot borrow money,
you're in trouble.
You're in a lot of trouble. We heard again now the opposition leader wanting to become St. Lucia's Prime Minister made the same statement. Why do St. Lucians have to vote for these people when the money is saying to you that I will not be able to borrow any money? In essence, what he's saying to you, you could take your chances and vote for me if you want. But if you go down,
that would be the best thing to do.
That is what he's saying.
He's also saying, Champagne, that the money will have to come from you, your pocket.
That's what he's telling you.
He's also saying that, you know. He's not saying one thing. He's saying, I cannot borrow.
Yes.
But if I need to build a road, you will have to pay for the road.
You have to pay for it.
This is the most important part of what he's saying. In other words, they will tax you till they kill you.
That is what the money is telling you. So whatever happens, if the SLP becomes the government of this country, if St. Lucia sinks, you cannot blame Philip Pierre. He warned you in advance.
But there are people who will not listen, you know that.
Well, that is up to them. And he will say, listen to me, this is up to you. I warned you. I told you I will not be able to get money. And you know, Sir Michael, I don't believe these guys are not able to just get money because of the government. They're not connected.
That's the problem.
They are not connected. Not too many people know that.
Let me tell you something. It's more than that. Champagne, today you have people in St. Lucia who are responsible, who go to a bank with a plan and they get the money. And you find another group there, they tell them no. One particular individual came to me, very recent, and I think I want to share that with St. Lucia. And I didn't know the gentleman. He called. When he called, I actually mistook his voice for somebody else. So I gave him an appointment. And he came, and I'm not going to expose the nature of his business because I don't want anyone to connect anybody. He lived in the UK. He came with a certain amount of money. I think he said he came here with like $100,000. And he started a business. And then he went to the bank to get some more. So I said, hold on. If you put that kind of money into the business, you had a business plan. So you're in a situation today where that you were owing the bank. And he first came and said to me, I don't want any money from you. I just came for your advice. But what he came for was to get money from me.
Really?
Because he needed $50,000 urgently to pump into the business. I said, okay, fine. Which bank? He said he went to 3 banks, and they all turned him down. I said, do you think all 3 banks can be wrong? And I said, let me see your revenue stream. He had no revenue stream. I said, the bank has realized you will be taking their money, and you cannot pay them. And this is the same thing with what went on in St. Lucia.
With the government.
Yeah, you're not going to get money, Champagne, if you're doing nonsense. You are not going to get money. I don't care who and what you are. That's how they, as Peter Josie said a while ago, these islands are being, these countries are well monitored.
Yes.
People know what's going on.
They do know what's going on.
And it's the same thing with a bank manager. Many, many years ago, I went to a bank manager I was quite friendly with here. I said to her, Mr. X came in and wanted a loan of so much. She says, and she said to me, I know the individual. She said, Mr. Chastanet, when you see a bank has turned down somebody, they have done their due diligence.
Oh, yeah, they have.
It's not that there's anything wrong with the person, but what they're doing does not make any sense. And there are still people who believe and try to convince you that what they're doing makes sense when it doesn't make sense. And that is the situation St. Lucia was in. The monies they were taking were not put in the right places. I mean, again, I'm not against a proper STEP program, but when you're giving away millions of dollars to people just to do this, and they're learning nothing. Okay, I'm not saying that Ojo Labs may not have been an expensive proposition, but what you have done, the people who have left school today, 400 people, whether it's government paying part and the people paying part, are earning a decent, and they're not cutting grass, right? And they're feeding somebody. Statistics show that every salary feeds 4 people. And these are things you cannot get away from. That's the reality of life.
And this is what the IMF and the World Bank looks
Correct.
All right, St. Lucia, so we have turned on our phone lines. We want to say thank you very much for tuning in, and a special good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Champagne. Mr. Michael. Good morning, Mr. Josie.
Hi, good morning.
Yes,
morning,
I want to add
madam.
my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I read the press release yesterday from the St. Lucia Labour Party. But if my memory serves me well, I remember that I think Honorable Guy Joseph, I think Honorable Gail Rigobot, I'm not too sure, to me the PM was there. They went to visit St. Jude's and denied.
I remember. You're right.
Yes, they were denied.
They were denied.
So you see, what goes around comes around. I'm not saying that the government should deny the Labour Party from visiting St. Jude's.
I'm saying that.
But the press release goes on further to say that because of as though something wrong is happening at St. Jude, so they need to visit.
That's what they want to do, yes.
And they also saying that they want to visit. They sent out the press release yesterday, and they want to visit tomorrow.
They're demanding that they get in there by Thursday. Can you believe it?
Yes.
They don't have to wait, They're not going to wait to see if the government is going to put certain things in place, or maybe a camera crew to monitor what's happening. They want to be there tomorrow.
What I think is that they're trying to stir up some trouble.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Caller, I would deny them. I would deny them if I was the government. What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yes.
I would deny them for now.
I would deny them
what
every time.
What I'm saying is that the government tomorrow, they need to have SSU at that place tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because the Labour Party, from what I read in that thing there, they are out for trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and we have to be very careful with them because desperate people do desperate
things.
And
right now, the Labour Party
on target. Having the coffee.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, what I think they want to do is, they have realized that probably, maybe because of all the delays regarding the coronavirus over here, materials has not been able to come in. And we are approaching the election, and the Honorable Guy Joseph made the statement that St. Jude's will be open. So they want to go in there and try to pinpoint areas where that may not be finished at a certain time. And then now come back and say, this is, and come back and say, they're not going to finish with their nonsense.
All their journalists,
that's
their propagandists.
That's it.
In the media.
That's it.
You understand? So I hope Guy Joseph, I know he can handle it. I know.
Oh, of course.
But caller, you know what it is, and we have to go back. We have to go back. How long were these guys in office when they had St. Jude to rebuild? How long were they?
Exactly. Yeah.
And every day was a different day to open,
Every
a different
time.
day to open.
Every time.
Thank you.
10
Thank
different
you.
dates.
Thank
One
you.
time August, another time October.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want Honorable Guy Joseph to handle that properly, and in due course, allow them. But they have to be well monitored when they are allowed on that compound.
That is what I said.
They should limit who they allow in there.
Amen.
Because you see these journalists, so-called journalists and talk show hosts that out spreading all that rumor and all that propaganda. These people should not be allowed on the compound.
Not anyone
Caller,
should be
you
allowed.
must not get soft on these guys.
I agree with you,
I
caller.
would call them, I would invite them. I would invite them
get
only
mad at
when
my
I'm
PM.
officially opening that building.
Yeah.
At the official
Let me
opening.
tell you, Mr. Josie,
Yes.
sometimes I get mad at my PM because I'm seeing some of these talk show hosts get away with so much. And I'll say it again. You see, it was Kenny Anthony that was in power.
Yeah.
Some of these radio stations are closed down.
Oh,
already.
yeah, for sure. Sky FM would be the first one. That is for sure.
And to see at the length some of these talk show hosts go to spread propaganda on the government, to lie on the prime minister, to ridicule the prime minister, call him all kinds of names.
I even
and
understand.
It's just there.
I understand they curse as well, caller. I've never heard it, but someone tell me they curse on this program.
Couple years ago, I don't listen to these. I don't listen to these. But by accident, I don't know how I manage. And I heard one of them say Buksa says shame and Chastanet says shame. From that time I said,
can you believe it?
I don't know.
Can you believe this?
My time to listen to these kind of things. And you know what they do? Somebody call them and tell them something. They don't have no evidence. They just jump on the person and disrespect the person and call the person all kind of names. They don't know if what they heard is true, if it's not true. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
thanks a lot, caller. Have a good one.
You can't call them chien.
Hello, good morning.
Champagne, you can't call them chien. I'll tell you something. You have to handle these fellas hard.
Yes, I agree. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Champion, and good morning to your two guests.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Well, the way I look at the St. Jude Hospital, brand new, top of the art, I had made 2 visits there. This is a monster building. This is not what the Labour Party claimed they were building. That little shack they were giving us before Hurricane passed, people in that could have perished. In my opinion, I am telling you, the old St. Jude, the money they said it cost, it never cost that. Because you had supervisors used to call 93.1 Sky and said they were trucks taking material and moving out of it. And that guy, today I am bringing it up, they should take him in for questioning. But praise God for this vision of the Honorable Alan Chastanet. When all out, they look at it very well and they get money to build a new hospital. And I have seen this hospital, the way it looks. It's not only the hospital, there's other things around it to support the hospital, which is St. Jude. I have seen these things overseas because you'll get the laundries and many other things, whatever. But let us move on. In my opinion, I would never give those guys the green light for them to come and see this hospital. The reason for that, they'll have to wait. When this hospital will open, we'll give them invitation.
I agree.
Okay?
Thank you, caller.
Because the reason for that, those guys didn't care about St. Lucian. Because I could recall again, I'm going back again, when this party get in there, Guy Joseph had to take a 40-foot bed, whatever container. And you telling me, you building a hospital in Vietnam, your material stock all in Grand River, you could remember that?
Grand Rivière Grosile, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, that's shame on the St. Lucia Labour Party. Those guys feel their own St. Lucia. You know, even though they're not in power, they want to have access. They want to call the shot. And they have a lot of engine fat that doesn't know they ask from their elbow, criticizing that, and you're telling me you want to come with what?
Yeah.
Special people to see what? This hospital, all the design is world-class architects that put it together. And those people didn't design and it's not even in the area where they claiming it be. And instead he going to do his research. He going after the man. Could you believe that? Those people have to respect the man.
Yeah.
This man has served St. Lucia from the time I was small.
All right,
When
caller.
he get there, he didn't just get there just like that.
Yeah.
You see, some people want to get into politics again to drain the treasury, and we must never let that happen.
That is right. I agree.
Never let that happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Over my dead body.
All right. Thank you, caller.
This is
Thanks
the
a lot.
man that create thousands of jobs. Y'all don't forget that.
Yeah.
Why y'all going after the man? Because of you're jealous of the
Champagne.
Chastanet and the Dibules.
That's right.
Stop that, St. Lucia. We
All
need
right,
to
my
go
friend.
forward. We need jobs.
Beautiful. Thank you.
We should take some Michael's advice.
Another project I endorsed in.
Leave
That
the
will
St.
bring
Jude for
thousands of
Guy
jobs to
Joseph.
St. Lucia when it's completed.
Okay, caller. Thanks a lot. We have some other calls coming.
Enough people making a dollar.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you, my friend. You were saying?
We should leave the St. Jude Hospital idea, as Sir Michael suggested, for Honorable Guy Joseph to answer. You know what my position is, you know what other people are saying. Let us deal with something like the vaccine, which is to save lives.
No, but it's the callers that are talking there now. It's not us anymore.
Yeah,
We're
but
dealing
tell
with
the callers
what we
let's
have
deal
to
with
respond.
something
No,
else.
I can't say that to the callers. Huh? We
Yeah,
have to
that's
respond
okay.
to what they're
Then
saying.
we'll answer your
Hello,
call.
good morning.
Philip.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, and greetings to you, Champagne, and Sir Michael, and Peter Josie. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
sir.
Greetings,
Good
my
morning.
brother. Greetings.
Yeah, I just wanted to put in a little 2 and 6 in the subject of the invitation, or not the invitation, the request by the
Yeah.
opposition.
Yeah.
What was the word that was used in the Constitution for the Deputy Speaker? There was a word that was used in the Constitution relating to the appointment of a Deputy Speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Can any of you remember that word?
I'm trying to remember.
All right, when you remember it, I would say to the opposition, if I was the government, if I was the Prime Minister or the minister that the request is made through, I would say to them, when it's convenient,
That's the word.
we will invite you.
Convenient, yeah.
Yeah.
When it's convenient.
Yeah, good response.
All right? I just wanted to give my context.
Sure.
You're not turning them down. You're not turning down the opposition. But when it's convenient, we will invite you.
But you know what I would say to you?
Very good.
In the interim, while they're waiting, they should probably visit Le Paradis to see what they can do there.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
better idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good.
Go
I
there.
just, I just want. I wouldn't turn them down like Peter Josie suggested.
Yeah.
I would say just tell them when it's convenient, so they can.
That's
just
a good
wait
point,
for the
caller. Very
invitation.
good point.
Thank you
Very
much.
well said. Beautiful. Thanks a lot.
Caller, I like the spin you put on it. And
Yes. Beautiful. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello. We could hear you.
Panel.
Thank you.
We going on St. Jude's, and Philip JP are wanting to visit the building, the area. You see, the thing is that with these fellows, they never showed us St. Lucian the building that they were building. I don't know what they were building. We never got a chance to see what they were building until that famous interview
Yeah.
that Dave Elliott did. So right now they have to go and see what it is for a government to have accountability and transparency, because they don't have that in the motto, the slogan as ministers. They do not have that. So
They don't have it in their DNA.
They don't have it. They will never have it, because it's underhand work. There is no on crime. So they need to go. I would love them to go and see what is happening for true. Because when you see they get in there, their conscience have to beat them, and they cannot come out from there. They will have to take a backhoe to take them out from there. Their conscience, that's when God will make all 6 of them conscience. When they think it's wickedness, they go in and do that. They better think twice. Because sometimes their conscience will work on them inside of there, and it's a backhoe, they will have to come and take them out from there on ambulance. So let them go and see. Let them go and see what is happening, because they never showed us that in St. Lucia. If it wasn't for this government, we wouldn't know what was happening in St. Jude's. All what we knew is money being spent, and we never saw what they were giving us. So let them go. I wish them luck.
When they go inside of there, they will not come out.
Yeah.
And I would like to say to Mr. Chastanet, thank you very much for your son. Because he restored that level of confidence in me, and I know in many other St. Lucian. The last time I felt that way as a St. Lucian was in 2006, when Sir John won that election. And after that, I don't know, I have never been feeling like a St. Lucian. Until now, because of the wisdom that God gave your son to share with us St. Lucian, and we will rally around him to see that vision God gave him. I personally want to see what it is that God put in his head. I cannot see it, I can't open his head and see it, but he has to play it out for us to see what God gave him. And I pray, and I am asking St. Lucians to rally with him for us to see that God we say we serve him, to see what he put inside of that man's head for St. Lucia. We need to see it, I need to see it, and it will play out. By the grace of God, it will play out.
All right.
But tell them I say, go and lie down, because they're not ready yet.
All right, caller.
Amen,
Thank you very much.
amen, amen,
Beautiful.
caller. Amen.
But I want to
Very
find
well
out: is it a must that the government allow
The
the
only
opposition
problem is them
to
fellas
go
have-
and visit a government project?
No, they don't have to.
They don't have that authority.
But if they had, why you think that the previous government would deny the opposition
Well, that
at
is
the
true.
time?
That is true.
And by the way, these guys don't have a conscience, so that's the only thing
Yeah.
I disagree
Thanks
with.
for holding, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning. How is
Champagne,
that?
you asked a question a while ago, what makes a dictator?
Yeah. How does one get to be a dictator?
Champagne, a number of months ago, I read a quotation to you from a guy named Conger. You
Tonga.
forgot that.
I remember the name. I don't remember the quotation, but I remember the name.
What it says essentially is that there is a downside to charisma. And from what the gentleman spoke of this morning, you could see that the former Prime Minister was a charismatic guy.
Very.
Right?
I must agree with that.
However, Congo warned us that from time to time we take one from among us and we place them above us. And they use the excellent communication skills to manipulate the others. They also become reckless. And they are not able to do even the simplest or mundane things. And I cannot think of a better example in our society than Kenny Anthony.
So you think he fits that category? He does.
Fix it perfectly.
Wow.
The second issue, Champagne, I don't know whether you have considered it. God knows what he's doing, you know, Champagne.
Always.
If this COVID-19 had struck us while the Labour Party was in government, Champagne, where would we be today?
Yeah, I think we'll be in a lot of trouble.
Caller, that's a question
Disaster.
that is frightening. That question
Given the
frightens
fact
me.
that these fellows are known to interfere in the work of technical officers and just do their thing willy-nilly,
Yeah.
Champagne, you know where we would be? We wouldn't even have a chief medical officer to talk about.
Yeah.
But this current government leader has recognized that they are technical people. There is one rule for the government, there is a rule for the technical persons, and what they need to do is to discuss, collaborate, communicate.
You know, caller, you were saying something there that brings something to my mind. The Minister of Health has literally taken a step back away from the CMO, you know. She is there with her, but she has allowed the CMO to do what has to be done.
But then
she has not gotten in the way of the CMO.
You see how
Because
caller, one moment.
basically a
Caller,
technical thing,
Hold on one second,
Yeah.
caller. Let me say,
Caller, you are so right. And we don't have to look that far. Look at America, what happened? What is going on today? What did the people say? That Mr. Trump
With
was trying
Fauci.
to run it politically. You
Yeah.
see the mess America caused? So you're 100% right, caller.
Yeah.
And more than that, caller, you remember when Mr. Chastanet just got into office, one of the first things the opposition Labour Party did, was to try to compare him to Donald Trump. You remember that?
Yes.
And they ended up, the Labour Party up to now behaves more like Trump than Alan Chastanet has ever behaved.
Yeah.
Trump tried to interfere even with the most important aspect of health in the United States, the CDC. Right?
Things that he had absolutely no knowledge of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he put his own people there to talk nonsense, to manipulate the news media, to do all sorts of things.
Our Prime Minister
This
have
lady
never...
Briggs, you know what she said yesterday? In her opinion, 400,000 lives could have been saved if they had listened to her. 400,000.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, caller, go ahead.
Yes, so, sometimes, Champagne, I think the former Prime Minister hallucinates,
Yeah, you think so?
I think he sees himself sometimes
Thinking he's still there.
as a man riding a horse
Listen, it's so true. Yes,
with green
you're right.
eyes on a plantation which has the same shape with
Yeah.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I hope he's not drinking or smoking anything.
That's for another show.
Yeah. All right, caller.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, caller. Have a good one. Beautiful. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thanks
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
With your guests and you,
Yeah, thank you.
and Mr. Peter Josie and Sir Michael.
Thank you,
Chastanet.
sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Once again, gentlemen, I am listening to you all every day. That's a wonderful show as always. Sir Michael always with having the facts and know exactly what telling us how things are going on. But just briefly, just let me add a little thing. When I heard about the La Paradis, because I have been one of the callers who have always wanted to know what is happening with that development. I've been ever since before 2016, I have always asking the question about La Paradis, and I think somebody need to tell the people of St. Lucia, how is that business going on? We need to know, because we have heard so much every time the government taking a stand to develop certain part of the island. We have heard so much that, he's selling land for visitors and foreigners and blah, blah, blah. But La Paradis, this is an area when you go into Castries, every time sometimes I'm on a bus and I'm looking at that area, then I'm just have to shake my head. That just cannot be like that. And I wonder, where was the National Trust? I'm still asking the question.
And more people need to ask that question.
They couldn't say anything, caller. You know who was in power at the time? They couldn't say anything.
So this, the hypocrisy. Now, I know, everybody know that the Labour Party does not want to see the United Workers' Party develop St. Lucia, because they know once that is done, that is a deep hole for them, and then they will not have a chance again. The other thing I want to know again, I'm still wanted to know. I remember a couple of police station and fire service station was built in St. Lucia with the previous administration. I am still asking the question, and some of those stations, the one in Vieux-Fort right now, the police are not using them. They are using the Library Credit Union just by the boat right there, across there. And the new police station that was built, I was told it was mid-deck or night pro, whatever it was. And that police station closed there and it have not been used. I am, based on what I was heard, that those buildings are still have not been paid. As a matter of fact, they not even belong to the states. I don't know when is the Trinidadian company, whatever investment deal that was taken on that. That is why there are certain things as a contractor they will not give any job there to do, because based on what I am reading, I think we need to get clarification on those police stations that was built all along the cross on the highway and those new fire stations.
Yeah. All right, I have some information on that, but I will not go down that road.
Let me ask you a question. You remember there was a calypso some time ago, I don't know, about 25 years ago or so. Josie on the Bobolis? So all the time it was not Josie that was on the Bobolis, but of course this guy sang his calypso because Josie and Liz are rhyming. Okay? So today I want him or another calypsonian to sing a calypso and tell us who is really on the Bobolis and who has been there for a very long time. We want to know what happened to these police stations. Why are they not being used? These are the questions people must ask. Whose money is going to pay?
Because, Peter, briefly, what I am saying, we can count them. There is one in Richmond, Henry. The other Henry, both Henry North and Henry South. The fire station are also placed in Henry South along the highway. There is one in Richmond.
Right,
if we go down to Mikud as well, the police station that was that little police station inside Mikud, now it has been the new police station on the highway. We for fire station constructed next to it, adjacent to it. In Viewfort, that the biggest police station, the one in Viewfort, and we had so many, the one by the mall. And we need to know if it is the taxpayers of these countries, how much it costs, because nobody knows up to now, but we are here.
But these are questions that should be tabled in the House of Assembly, in Parliament.
Because I had a little idea of information that I'm following on that. It is NIPDEC or NIPRO, but it was a deal between the Trinidadian government and the government of Russia. And I was told NIS money and all of this was involved. But we need to know exactly why they up to now that the one in Viewfort, it has been utilized, but I was told for mold and thereabout. But the police are not using it, they are using the one by Clark Street. So we want to know what is happening with the police. Are we still owing them? How much it costs? Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Colin. Beautiful. Yeah. You know, it would be interesting to find out what was said, what was the National Trust on La Parallel when it was brought about. What did they say? What documents?
Very interesting.
It would be very interesting to find out what was said at that time. Special good afternoon to you. Hello.